The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Tama is drawing away, and Tama with Mike Smith, they win the Parx Pennsylvania Derby.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parx Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
Il Miracolo now in command.
Let's Go Racing is proudly brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Dani Gibson here with Dick Jerardi, and we are coming to you from our Parx studio. We are on NBC Sports Philadelphia. On today's show, a dominant day of racing at Laurel Park. For a few of our Parx trainers, the last points were on the line for the Kentucky Derby and the Stonestreet Lexington Stakes. And our Parx trainers talk about Monday's 2 Pennsylvania Bred Stakes. Catch all these stories and more on today's show. But the big story is the 2 PA Bred Stakes Monday, the Unique Bella and the Paige McKinney.
Yeah, no question, Danny. We'll start with the Unique Bella. That's race 9 on Monday. It's 100,000 PA Breds, 3 and up, fillies and mares. And the favorite is going to be the defending champion, Morning Matcha. She came right off the layoff last year for Butch Reed and won this race. Eva's Magic is going to take on Older. Look, she's lost a couple out of town. She's never lost here at Parx. Now, this is not just 3-year-olds or 2-year-olds like last year. It's a tough field, a lot of speed. Should be a fascinating race. Morning Match is going to be a big favorite.
And the girls don't get to have all the fun. The boys will be running for also $100,000 in the Paige McKinney. Really strong field that was pulled together here.
Extremely strong field, Danny. 7/8 again. Compare the times. That'll be fun to do on Monday. The 1, 2, 3 from last year are all back. Twisted Ride, Uncle Ernie, and Barron, they're all back. And how about this group? This group is 78 lifetime wins and $4.1 million in earnings. This is an incredibly strong field here at Parx on Monday.
Oh, some real racehorses in this field. They will also be going the 7 furlongs distance. And I caught up with some of our top trainers that will be running in these 2 races. We're getting ready for our 2 Pennsylvania Bred Stakes. The Paige McKinney, you send out a couple horses from your stable. Tell us about them and how they're doing.
Well, there are a couple of favorites. They're both horses that are coming off nice layoffs. Barron, who's a longtime runner from around here, then got a big fan club, so we're looking forward to getting him back in action. And the other one is 90% Maddie, who had a tremendous year last year. And they're both coming off nice layoffs. They went down to Florida and got to soak up some rays and some grass, and they're coming back very well. So looking forward to good efforts out of both of them.
And we have to talk about the Unique Bella. Morning Matcha is kind of a barn favorite. How's she doing, and what do you expect from her?
Another one along the same lines. We gave her a nice break, and he's in the same races actually we started him back last year with. She started last year with a win in this, and she's coming up to it exactly well. She's really fresh and had a couple of nice breezes, so we're looking forward to running her too.
She loves it running here. I mean, even the rider says he feels she's better here than she's been in the last 2 starts. You know, because if you look at the last 2 starts, she had moved into 3rd in New York, and she had moved into 2nd at Laurel, and she faded a little bit at the end. And I really think it's the weight stopping her. So, not her ability. I mean, we'll have a tough filly to run against in Butch's horse, because I know Butch got 1 or 2 for it anyway, but we'll see what happens.
Twisted Ride is going to be in the Paige McKinney. He's everybody's favorite bad boy. How's he doing?
He's doing good. You know, we gave him some time off. We sent him to New York a couple weeks ago. He ran okay. Looked like he got a little tired. Trying to get a race into him for the Paige McKinney.
He's a horse that always shows up. He loves to fight. Tell us about his tenacity.
Yeah, I mean, last year he was great. We're hoping he, returns to that same form. But usually when he's in the battle of the race, he's real game.
Well, Dick and I surely have some opinions about these 2 stake races that we'll give you later in Parx picks. We are going to head to Laurel Park. Let's get to some horse racing. It's the $100,000 Primanetta Stakes, fillies and mares, and we have some vested interest in here.
Yeah, it's all Parx, just by maybe $1,000 or so. Center Court Champ is your favorite at even money, and Disco Ebo is essentially even money as well. 2 really good Parx horses, very accomplished. Jamie Ness and Butch Reed going at it down at Laurel.
This is going to be a good race. Here is the call. Track announcer Dave Rodman with the Primanetta.
Disco Ebo a half length to Beneath the Stars. The opening quarter sharp 23 seconds as they round the turn. Center Court Champ has dropped 3 lengths off them. Under a bit of a ride as they round that turn and 3 furlongs out. Anonymously trailing the field. So Disco Ebo Beneath the Stars are ready to square off at the top of the stretch. Another 3 anonymously. Now sent through the inside of Center Court Champ as they turn for home now. It's Beneath the Stars. Disco Ebo, nothing between them. The half mile went in 46 and 1 into the stretch. A furlong left to go. Disco Ebo Outside, here comes Center Court Champ. Center Court Champ has kick on the outside. Disco Ebo holding firm at the rail, though. Disco Ebo just in front. Disco Ebo, Center Court Champ on the outside. Disco Ebo.
And Disco Ebo does get the win here. Gotta love that big mare. And you wrote about her family.
I did. It's such a great background story here. The mare here, Caterina Disco, when bred to Wigelia, has had, and all these names will be very familiar around here, Smooth B, Four Heart, Disco Ebo, Fat Cat, Disco Rose, all Butch Reed trained, most of them owned by Glenn Bennett, either in partnership, sometimes with Chuck Zachney, but they all run. And how about this? They've earned $3.5 million in their careers, and I wrote about it this week on Let'sGoRacingParx.com.
We're going to do another stakes race down at Laurel Park. This is the $100,000 Native Dancer Stakes, going a 1 1/8 miles. And our favorite is number 3, Shaft's Bullet.
Yeah, Shaft's Bullet for Gary Capuano's won a couple in a row, and the last one, the Harrison Johnson, got a 99 buyer figure in that one.
And Brittany Russell, just a big dominant name down there, teams up with her husband, jockey Sheldon Russell, with the Be Better. And we've seen this horse here at Parx.
Yeah, he's a good horse, but we're most interested in Magic Michael for Jamie Ness and that Morris Kernan, Yo Burbs, Jagger Racing. They're so good in so many places.
See if he can get back to his Greenwood Cup form. Here's the call of the Native Dancer.
Opening quarter very slow. 8 to Beer Cold with a solid lead by 5. Van Scholar's second. Outside is Sizzling Time. Then in between horses, Shaft's Bullet moving through in that second flight of runners. Shaft's Bullet now keen to go. Within 3.5 of the lead. Magic Michael is next. Then Be Better and Hey Chief. Half mile 50.3 of a second. Heading into the far turn run. Ain't to Beer Cold leads it. Ain't to Beer Cold nursed along up front. Leads about a length and 3/4. Shaft's Bullet has moved to second. Van Scholars is right there. Van Scholars now moves up. Van Scholars outside second and chasing Ain't to Beer Cold. 3 furlongs out from the line. Ain't to Beer Cold running a big one today. Ain't to Beer Cold has it from Shaft's Bullet. Van Scholars on the outside. It's Sizzling Time is 4th and Magic Michael is 5th. Be Better has to pick up from the back of the pack as one beaten. That's Hey Chief, top of the stretch. Ain't to Beer Cold. Ain't to Beer Cold turns in from Van Scholars on the outside. Shaft's Bullet in between horses is in 3rd as they come to the last furlong. Ain't to Beer Cold holding onto a narrow lead. Van Scholars attacks on the outside. Ain't to Beer Cold broke sharp, still on top. Ain't to Beer Cold looking to take them all the way. Outside Magic Michael, the late burst of energy in the Native Dancer Stakes. Ain't to Beer Cold.
Ain't to Beer Cold gets the win. He kind of broke out, which horses often do when they're in the outside post. They go to the open space, but jockey corrected him, and Jevian Toledo, they were kind of home free.
Yeah, he's kind of an all or nothing. When he gets the lead, he's really dangerous. People are saying, where does this name come from? The legendary Chuck Thompson, a broadcaster of the Orioles and the Colts, when they did well, ain't to Beer Cold. That's what he always used to say down in Maryland. Magic Michael ran a tremendous race. Jamie Ness must be getting tired of 8 to Beer Cold, by the way. Remember Market Maven was DQ'd in the Maryland Million to put up 8 to Beer Cold. Magic Michael falls just short. And I looked this up, Danny. This is kind of hard to believe. They claimed this horse for $30,000 back at Churchill in 2020. He's won $540,000 since then, and only one horse in Jamie Ness's barn has ever won more, and that's a stakes winner at the Arlington Handicap, Ghost Hunter. So Magic Michael has been so cool, and as you said, he won the Greenwood Cup here at Parx.
Yeah, he's a big, handsome chestnut boy too, and Ain't to Beer Cold, I'm sure, is getting on Jamie's nerves, but hopefully he had a cold beer after that win.
I'm sure he did.
Well, we're going to head to our first break. When we come back, our PTHA Executive Director, Jeff Maddie, is honored this week, and we're going to get to the last Kentucky Derby points race at Keeneland in the Lexington Stakes, and we'll get to some local Parx racing. All this coming up on Let's Go Racing.
Counter Spy leads the way, maintaining that 1 length advantage over Windsor Gold.
The question a lot of people are asking themselves these days is, do I buy new or do I buy pre-owned? Here's what I'll tell you. New car inventories are still low and new car prices are still high. However, with the certified pre-owned Nissan at Chapman Nissan, we have a huge selection and you can save thousands over new. Plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, 1-year prepaid maintenance, and so much more. And not for nothing. Can you really tell the difference? I can't.
This is Parx.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you win. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. DJ, you caught up with Jeff Maddie, our PTHA Executive Director, to talk with him about an honor recently he was named to be a part of.
Right. Jeff was just appointed to the Next Generation Advisory Group to HISA. They were looking for younger people in the game, know the game, and it's 200 applicants. Jeff was chosen out of all that group, and I got a chance to catch up with Jeff to talk about his new role. So, Jeff, tell us about your new role with HISA.
Yeah, HISA came out with the Next Generation Advisory Group, and I was lucky enough to be one of the 16 individuals chosen. It's basically a young, energetic group, you know, not just today's day of racing, but tomorrow's and the future of racing. So I don't think they put an age on it, but I guess you'd say around 40 and under. I was lucky enough to be chosen. I have a lot of support, not only locally, but from our surrounding tracks. So I'm very excited to get started, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity for not only myself, but this committee, this group, to echo the sentiments of the horsemen. And I think being able to represent the horsemen of Parx, I can kind of give HISA an insight as to what our horsemen, owners and trainers deal with on a daily basis, and all the new rules and regulations, do the best I can to let their sentiments be heard.
It's really important for our Parx horsemen to have that voice. Jeff will be that for them, and he'll be a great advocate.
Yeah, and I think he'll be able to explain a lot of the ins and outs of how this works to people that are still not sure, because it really hasn't been around that long. No, really important. We're really excited for Jeff. Let's get to some local racing. We're going to take a look at Tuesday's 10th race, and what a field it was. 1 mile is the distance, $53,000 purse. Let's talk about our favorite Counter Spy. Yeah, claim for $40,000 by Jack Armstrong for Bobby Moscow. And look, this is where if you claim horses off Jamie Ness, can you really improve them? Well, if you can keep them the same, you're going to be doing okay. And boy, have they done that with Counter Spies. 2 for 2 so far.
Nice son of Gunrunner. And Riding with Biden is back. The name, it just stands out, that's for sure. Love it or hate it. And Kendrick Carmouche is riding.
It does. Cash is King and LC Racing. And last seen beating 25 lengths in the Greenwood Cup by that insane Next. And Paco Lopez did not distinguish himself that day when he blew second place by stop riding at the end.
No, and Riding with Biden's back. There was a little drama before the race that I'll tell you about after the race, because it is horse racing. Let's get to the call of Tuesday's 10th race.
Field pretty well strung out as they head down the backstretch. Counter Spy leads the way, maintaining that 1 length advantage over Windsor Gold, who's in second. They have a half mile left to travel. Counter Spy goes through half, 47-2. Windsor Gold, then it's back to Scaramouche, Eloquist, Riding with Biden, Yodeli Yehu. He's improving, but he has his work cut out for him from the back. Now the trailer is Will E. Sutton. Counter Spy has opened up a little bit. Windsor Gold continuing to hold in second as they head through the far turn. Counter Spy, then it's Windsor Gold back to Scaramouche, Eloquist, Yodeli Yehu trying to sustain that big bid. He's gobbling up ground, but he does have his work cut out for him to reel in Counter Spy, who's comfortable on the lead. At the top of the stretch, Counter Spy, Michael Sanchez asks him for a little bit more, and we're going to see what he's made of. He is opening up. Windsor Gold not today. On the outside, Yodeli Yehu gaining, but too much work to do. Counter Spy is very impressive.
Counter Spy gets the win dominantly. That's 4 in a row with me. 4 in a row with him. He is just super impressive. I don't think anybody can compete with him right now.
Not at this place. Claim for 40, as we said. He's won $93,000 for Jack Armstrong and Bobby Moscow. Nice claim.
Bobby Moscow said he's one little dude, but he's cool. He's a runoff in the morning. He just likes to do his thing. He loves to run. It's been a lot of fun. Something that happened before the race, though, jockey Michael Sanchez rode Counter Spy. Riding with Biden was being a little bit of a bully in the paddock, knocked his groom over and was trotting out, and Michael grabbed him before the race. You don't see that too often.
No, not to see the other one of the riders of the favorite grabbing the second favorite to keep him alive in the race. And by the way, the winning margin was 10 3/4. It was a blowout.
It certainly was. Well, let's get to Monday's 8th race. This was our Parx Picks race from last week. We'll see how DJ did. $15,000 is the claiming tag. They're going to go 1 mile and 70 yards. And our favorite is Brilliant Chase for Jamie Ness, Michael Sanchez.
Jamie Ness, Michael Sanchez. Do they win many races right here? They win them all, it seems like.
Well, they're not going to win this one. Let's talk about Speedster Red, second choice for owner-trainer Lupe Guerrero.
Yeah, this was my pick. I liked his recent form, love the buyers, love the consistency. Good horse with a good trainer.
Here's the call of Monday's 8th race.
Liberty Star and Brindisi. It's a pair of grades dueling on the front end through an opening quarter, 23 flat as they begin their run down the backstretch. Neither giving an inch. Brindisi on the outside, Liberty Star in the green blinkers on the inside. Those two just noses apart. Assad's tugging on the reins. He's in third and gaining with every stride to his outside in the red. Speedster Red, followed by Brilliant Chase in 5th and Mr. Einstein. Brett's World to the inside. Sophos, then Spielkis and Roan Mountains getting in gear from the back. Assad up to take the lead on the outside. Red, Speedster Red. They go through a half, 47-4. Now they make the run into the far turn. Speedster Red, a narrow advantage over Assad, dropping back pretty suddenly. There's Liberty Star. He's heading towards the back, but Speedster Red's now emerging with the lead. Brilliant Chase is giving chase. He's gaining with every stride. Assad's second for now, but he's losing a position as they go through the turn. It is Speedster Red, confidently handled by Eliseo Ruiz and all by himself. Brilliant Chase making up some ground. Roan Mountain making his ascent as well at the top of the stretch. It is all Speedster Red. He is yet to be really asked. He is just coasting along on the front end. Speedster Red, Roan Mountain down the center of the track, trying to get in gear late and pick up a piece, but Speedster Red comfortable on the front end.
Hope you guys listened, because DJ gave you the winner. Speedster Red drew off to win at 6 3/4 lengths.
Yeah, 5-2, Danny. 740. I'll take it.
And he's named perfectly. He's by Speedster,
Yep.
but he's a big red horse. I call him Big Red, Speedster Red. Perfect name. Look out for him next time. Well, we have a national race for you. It was the last Kentucky Derby points race at Keeneland, the Grade 3 Lexington, sponsored by Stonestreet. A mile and 3/16. No, just a mile and 16th. I'm adding some distance on there. The Wine Steward is our favorite.
Yeah, the Wine Steward last year, Danny, got a 92 buyer, went second. The Breeders' Futurity to Locked. He was actually entered in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile and then scratched right before. It's a talented horse. The only question is, where has he been? But this is a real talent.
I love his name too. The Wine Steward by Vino Rosso. Gotta love it. It wouldn't be a Kentucky Derby prep race if Godolphin and Brad Cox wasn't in it. Encino, second choice.
Yeah, Encino, you look, on paper, you don't really know what to make of him. He's only run on Tapeta up at Turfway, first time on dirt. This race lacked pace. There was no early speed in it. Somebody was going to take advantage of that.
Here is the call with track announcer Kurt Becker, the Stonestreet Lexington Stakes.
Encino leads it by 3/4 of a length. How's your attitude? Second, the same margin. Here's the Wine Steward moving up to challenge for third, just inside of Lucky Jeremy. They're joined by Hades. Now, Hades is fifth, has to angle to the far outside, will be caught wide going onto the far turn, just over 2 lengths off the lead. And then further back, Secret Chat, Dilger, Footprint, Liberal Arts at the back. It was 47.28 seconds. The time for the first half mile. Encino leading the Wine Steward. The Wine Steward starts to move off the rail as they come to the quarter pole, still a length off the lead though. Secret Chat goes to third, still 5 from the front. Dilger is fourth on his outside. Hades is still some 10 lengths off the lead, top of the short stretch. Encino the leader, the Wine Steward is right alongside. These two now going at it, moving into the final furlong. Gap of 5 more lengths to Dilger and then Secret Chat. Encino with a neck in front. The Wine Steward is second. Encino giving everything he's got.
Encino takes them gate to wire. It was kind of a 2-horse race in the finish there, with the Wine Steward getting second, but big, strong colt. Looks like he's improving from Brad Cox. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I thought he got things his own way, Danny. That won't happen in the Derby. They're now discussing whether they want to run him in the Derby. He can certainly get in there. I thought the Wine Steward was the best horse under the circumstance, but obviously he has no points. We'll see him maybe in the Preakness.
Well, the Derby is ready to go. We're excited about that. We are going to head to a break. We have our jockey and trainer of the week and best of the rest all coming up on Let's Go Racing on NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Open the Parx app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. Parx.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. It's time for our Turning for Home family photo. Chase the Cash was his race name. Cash loves life, hanging out with his buddies. Track life wasn't for him. He never broke his maiden, but he's loving life now.
As long as he's having a good time.
He is. He's got friends. Jockey of the Week, congratulations, Dexter Haddock. My man has been on a roll. He had 5 wins just between Monday and Tuesday, and he is the strongest closing rider at the racetrack.
There you go. Love Dexter.
Trainer of the Week is Hall of Fame trainer Scott Lake and PTHA board member. Scott is just as cool as they come. His horses always look phenomenal, and he's had multiple wins this week.
Yeah, and you picked one of them at 17-1 the other day, Dani.
Very proud of that. Well, let's get to best of the rest. We're going to hop back over to Keeneland. It's going to go 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Fillies and mares in the Grade 3 Giants Causeway. Big purse too, $300,000. But look out for our PA Bred.
Yeah, PA Bred filly. Roses for Deborah, now 5-year-old mare. She ran here in the Turf Monster, but really didn't have a chance against the boys in that bog that day. Ran in the Breeders' Cup, but her races against fillies and mares are awesome. And look at this kick. She just rolls to the finish line. She's as good as it gets. Irad, Christophe Clement. Roses for Deborah. The PA Bred wins it all.
In the middle of the turf, nonetheless. Hopefully we'll see her back in this year's Turf Monster. It's time for this week's PTHA Trophy race coming from Monday's second race. And burn the evidence for my good friend Steph. He finally gets the class drop today, and he's going to go out on the lead, and he's winging it.
Yeah, loose on the lead and gone. Dani wins by almost 5 at the end, and even money. You got to love the name. Burn the evidence.
She calls him Burn, too. I love it. I called up with the very happy owner, Steph Hartshorn.
Burn the evidence, a horse that things have not always been easy with you in this horse, but you got a big win today, and tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, Dexter just rode him perfect. You know, he broke him nice and just sat there, let him relax, and then when it was his time, the horse never looked back. So I couldn't be more proud of this team. You know, Carlos, Dexter, his rider in the morning, Jose. I mean, the whole team. Just, I'm so overwhelmed.
Oh, well, you've been a huge part of this as well, and he's a horse you always believed in.
Yeah, you know, I never doubted him, and like I said, we've had our ups and downs, and I couldn't be more proud of everyone today.
It's time for Eye on Racing. Big day down at Laurel Park. Dick, tell us about some of the Parx horses we could expect to see.
Right, and we're not 100% sure it's going to happen because of that equine herpes issue down there, but we're thinking it's going to happen. We sure hope it does. A lot of good stakes races down there, including the Dahlia Stakes with Nisi Marie's debut, Turf 2024. Can't wait to see her. The King T. Leatherberry. Witty, the PA Bred, is entered in that. Bump and Run for Tim Shaw. 4 Harp for Butch Reed. Also, we have the Weber City Miss. Jean Marie for Butch Reed is going to be in that one. And finally, the Federico Tessio, and with Speedy Ness. And the winner, automatic berth into the Preakness.
Oh, it's really exciting. We're going to be rooting for all of our Parx horses. Hopefully they get down 95 and get to run. And Nisi Marie's tearing the barn down. I do know that. She's ready to go. We have our final break for you, but we're going to have Parx picks, so stick around. We'll be right back.
This is Parx.
This is how you roll. This is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you win. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided for over 4,000 former racehorses with a safe retirement.
These brave warriors do so much for the fans, and we want to make sure they're taken care of.
It's a group effort by all the owners and the trainers, and we've helped so many horses.
Responding to the need of a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retirement of the equine population at Parx Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
It's awesome. I mean, these are the things that we deal with every day that put us into the game and make the game great. Without the horses, we have nothing.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
Aftercare, it takes all of us, and every single person is responsible for it. These horses give us everything on the track. It's up to us to give them everything off the track.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. This is Parx Picks. We're going to take a look at Monday's 2 PA Bred Stakes races. We're going to start with race 9, the Unique Bella for fillies and mares. I think we both think the same horse is going to win.
Yeah, it's a hot pace. It sets up perfectly. Morning Macha's got an outside post. She won the race last year. Her numbers overwhelm the field. She's just shy of 900,000. She's going to be odds on. She looks like a cinch.
Yeah, she's kind of the barn favorite too. Everybody loves Matcha.
And rooting for Aoife's Magic to run well.
Oh, we certainly are. Well, let's jump over to the boys race. This is race 10, the Paige McKenney. They will also be going 7 furlongs for the $100,000 purse. This is just such a hard choice.
And who do you like?
I'm going to go with a horse that I think is going to have the biggest odds. Mo Visitor for trainer Mariah Montoya. Look, this horse is absolutely beautiful. Son of Uncle Mo. He's got speed, he's got class, he's got Michael Sanchez. I think that's enough ingredients to win.
On the right day, he's certainly good enough. I'll go with Uncle Ernie, who just missed winning this race last year. I think he's in form. He needs the lead probably for his best. It's going to be tough. Twisted Right, I'm not quite sure where he is. Obviously good enough. And we'll see where Barron is as he starts another year.
I totally agree with that. I see Uncle Ernie every morning. He looks unbelievable, and John Service's horses are certainly firing. Let's see what Craig Donnelly has to say.
My pick for Monday is in the 7th race, filly named Lovely Charm. 2 races back, I was really impressed by her. She moved to the outside, accelerated brilliantly on the turn, went out the win very easily under wraps, came back the next time, stumbled at the start, rushed inside, had to wait for room around the turn, was beaten only a neck. So I think Lovely Charm, the filly's getting better and better. What I also like about her, there's speed inside of her during the race. Her best effort was when she was able to circle in the clear. I think she'll get that kind of trip again. It's a very competitive field, and I think she'll be a square price, but I do expect her to show a strong closing kick.
Oh, thanks, Craig. We'll see who gets their picks right. Well, we have some fun events coming up. We do have our Turning for Home golf outing. It's May 2nd at the Ben Salem Country Club, and Dick and I will give out Kentucky Derby winners that day.
Yes, we will. A lot of golfers. We want to come out, PTHA, get on the website. You can read all about it.
Yeah, it's a good dinner, too. Always look forward to that. And then come to Parx on Kentucky Derby Day. We're going to have live racing, and it's so cool to watch the big race on the big screen with everybody and get their reactions and see who this year's Kentucky Derby winner
Well,
is.
there's only 2 horses that can win at this point, Dani. It's Fierceness or it's Sierra Leone. There ain't anybody else. They're all running for second.
You heard it right there, and I couldn't agree more, except I do like Just Steel for Dwayne Lucas.
There you go.
All right, we have news and notes for you, and we have some big news, big loss for the PA Breds this year.
Yeah, no question. Whistle Pig, the great Whistle Pig, just passed away at the Houghton's Farm out in Coatesville. 62 starts, 17 wins, 18 seconds, $503 short of $1 million. Hack Stable claimed for $10,000. They won all that money. Who was the Hack Stable? Henry Hubbs, Steve Appel, the great doctor, the orthodontist of the Stars, trainer Andy Carter, and Mike Kirby. They comprised the Hack Stable. And Dani, I know you talked to Betsy Houghton. They loved Whistle Pig at the farm.
He was beloved to the day he died. Something really fun in his retired life. He liked to hang out with the mares and the foals. He was like a grandpappy to them, and he knew Andy Carter to the day he died. He would come out and visit him, go right out in the field and say, "Here, Pig, come here, Pig," and Pig would come running. He loved carrots, apples, and mints, and he just had a really wonderful life. And I know they're going to miss him, but they said you can't be sad for the life he lived. He just had it all.
No question. He's so beloved around here. There's a race named after him. We'll run later this year.
And a cool name, and the name just came to Betsy. It really doesn't mean anything. She thought it sounded cool, and sure does it.
Yes, it does.
Well, come out and join us. We are racing here Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesday. Live post is 12:40 for the first race. You don't want to miss all the action. Thanks for watching Dick and I. We'll catch you next week, and Chris will be back in the seat next week on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba's got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away, and Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parx Pennsylvania Derby.